Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is my brother Pedro. Hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro. It's Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is the show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody hanging out in the Discord chat room. We are streaming on all the networks. Everything looks good. Facebook, hello. LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and bring in the Adafruit Discord. Discord.gg/Adafruit is the URL if you want to join the many folks that are hanging out in the Discord in various hours of the day. During the shows, we are in the live broadcast chat channel, and that's where folks can say hello, good morning, good morning, Squid.jpg. And anyone else who's watching on any of the channels, we can bring in chats and stuff as well from all over the places. So feel free to drop in your comments, your questions, your GIFs, your memes, your GIFs, however you like to pronounce it. We got a packed show today. We started a little bit late because I had to make coffee and Pedro had to go pee. So,
and then we were talking about the new printers, about old retro.
Yeah,
OS,
yeah. We have a lot of stuff. We're packed with stuff today. We have a new project that we're going to talk about. Yeah, we got a new project. We have a prototyping project that Pedro's got. I haven't even seen yet. We have a Timelapse Tuesday video that we're going to look at. We have a community make. We have, of course, a rapid render, which is new. And I kind of want to add a little bit of a rapid render, but not really. It's like reverse render, really slow render. I have been playing around with the retro Mac and Macintosh. I wanted to take a quick look at the very first 3D software that I used back in 1999. I'm able to run it, and I'm trying to not create stuff in it, but like get some old files in there. So maybe we'll look at it if we have time. But we got a lot of stuff today. It is episode 476. Today is Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. It's 2025 when we're looking at 1999 software. This is gonna be fun. But let me share some stuff with folks. We want to support your maker habit and the show and Adafruit as a company. You can use our coupon code at checkout. It'll get you 10% off. Today's coupon code is Blue Speaker or Blues Pecker, whichever. Blue Speaker for the obvious reason that we have a Blue Speaker project. And we still have deals going on at adafruit.com. If your order is $99 or more, you're going to get a free thing. That free thing, a PCB coaster with the golden Adafruit logo. If your order is at $199 or more, you get the PCB coaster plus a KB2040. It's a lovely RP2040 dev board. And if your order is $199 or more, you get the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. On top of that, you can add, of course, the coupon code. Get you 10% off. Blue Speaker. And it's good for the next 24 hours. So check those out. Always like to go to adafruit.com/free and see all the new things that are going on. Looks like we have some fun new things. And we'll learn more about them on Ask an Engineer tonight. How about that? Okay, so you want to roll right into this week's project?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, we'll kind of go through it a little bit quickly. Severance speaker, Severance inspired speaker. I have mine. Pedro has his 3D printed case enclosure that's designed to look exactly like the prop from the TV show from Apple TV Plus, I think it's called.
Literally, Severance. There were some shots. There's a bunch of memes that keeps showing up in my feed now, and one of them has a close up of it, and it looks like it is just 3D printed prop.
Absolutely.
As well. I'm laughing. Going, oh man, they didn't even level their bed plate.
Right. It has like striations here, and like they didn't fully sand it. I think maybe because like it was like a pilot
look that they were going for. I don't know.
No, I feel like it was just like a pilot, and they rushed it or something. I don't know. But yeah, so we were able to design it in Fusion 360 and make it 3D printable without any support materials. It's a really easy build. It's just 3 components. You have your feather ESP32 that's inside here, a 3-watt speaker, and the I2S amplifier. So those all get soldered together, and then you just power it with a USB-C in the back here. You kind of see through here. A couple details here. You got a grill. You got access to the USB port for the feather. ESP32. You got your iconic kind of stripes that's like screen accurate. You have this lovely curvature that goes from this surface to this surface here. And then, of course, you have the speaker holes. And then what we find out eventually in the show is there's a camera here, but kind of not doing that in this project because we want to keep it nice and simple. And then I'm using a piece of felt that's taped to the back of the 3D printed speaker grill here. And we got a nice textured PEI bed. So we were able to get this lovely texture here. Yeah, like I said, prints and no support material. Just a couple screws here to mount the PCB mounting plate that houses the 2 boards and the speaker. And yeah, it's modular. So folks want to put in their own, $1 ESP board, they totally can. Why not? So you can remix it. If you want to make it battery powered, the feather is a great choice because you just plug in a one of the compatible batteries, and then you can have a slide switch back here, and then you can have it portable if you want. But we'd like it just to be simple and as easily approachable, and powering it with the USB is probably the easiest way to go. But yeah, I've been showing it off, and I can quickly take it apart here. So I have here a spudger, and I'm just gonna press it in like this. I didn't set up my camera, so I'm just kind of doing this freehand here. So the speaker pops out like this, speaker grill. There's the piece of felt. I thought the piece of felt was a good solution for covering, the holes, because it's supposed to be kind of black on the backside. But instead of doing like a multicolored print, you do need speaker holes because you need the airwaves to come out, right? So I'm using this piece of felt, which is like $1 from your craft store. You got these notches here that line up with the notches on the lip here. The lip is designed so it has those keyed notches, so it has a nice snap fit to it. Here you can see the blue PCB mount that has the 3-watt speaker, and then the amplifier has screw block terminals, so you can just connect the speaker with a screwdriver. And then there's your feather there. You got a couple wired connections for the I2S amplifier, so you get that nice digital audio out. And the code is written. It's 2 Arduino libraries written by Phil Shatman, who came up with the libraries for getting Bluetooth classic audio through an ESP32 board. So shout outs to them, and shout outs to Liz Clark for updating the code so that it works with the I2S amplifier pins that we've chosen. But you can change those out as much as you want. It's an Arduino project, so you can install Arduino, but that's fine. And yeah, really easy, simple build. We're hoping folks go crazy and make a bunch of remixes and stuff. So real quick, let's take a look at the Learn Guide. So adafruit.com, learn.adafruit.com/this. So here are the parts here on the home page. The main things you want is the ESP32 feather, the I2S amplifier, speaker, and then some extra stuff here we have is the little power supply and a nice looking USB-C cable. Some extra stuff, rubber bumper feet, some black felt, some fabric tape if you want to do the whole fabric. Just a couple wired connections for the amplifier. It's all broken out here, pretty straightforward. The CAD files, I have 3MF is kind of the file format that we're switching to instead of STLs, because you get a lot of extra data from the 3MF, and modern slicers these days tend to support 3MF. So I have all the parts oriented in a 3MF file. That's really nice. And if you have something like Bamboo Studio, you can separate it into plates and then choose the different colors and stuff. So I have a CAD source file of the main enclosure that includes the PCBs, the fasteners, the sketches, the parametric stuff as well, in Fusion 360 format and Step format, so you can import that into Blender or FreeCAD or any other CAD app that supports it. Then, of course, the 3MF is in a zip file. People tend to ask, what kind of filaments did you use? And we are starting to, list them here. We're really comfortable with Polymaker's PLA. Their filament is really good, and they seem to be here so they're not going to disappear tomorrow, I think. So we got this blue PLA that's using their new pan chroma, and they have a nice matte blue that matches really well with the Severance color scheme. But you can use whatever color you want. This is the ones we used. The build volume, so the speaker is fairly large. You're going to want a printer that's like 174 cubed by 90 millimeters. So it's fairly large, but that's the scale that we've chosen. And then if folks want a 3D model of any of the electronics, we have them in our GitHub repo. So all that's there for you. On to the code page. Shout out to Liz Clark again for putting together the code page for us and getting the prototype working. So again, shout outs to Phil Schatzman, the original author of the Arduino library. It's on GitHub if you want to check out his profile. Shout outs to them. And this whole page is going to walk you through installing the libraries, Arduino, all the things. It is like an external library that you have to install. So we have these screenshots that will walk you through all of it. You can download the zip from the Arduino Audio Tools repository, include the library as a zip, add it, and then here's the code. And it's just been modified. The pins have been modified to work with our circuit diagram. The one thing you probably want to update, I guess, here is, of course, the pins, but also if you want to change the name of the Bluetooth device, you have access to do that here. We called it Lumen Industry Speaker, but you can name that to whatever you want. And it just is going to support any device that supports a Bluetooth classic audio speaker type. We tested it with our iOS mobile device, our iMac. It should work with Linux and Raspberry Pi OS as well, because it's just a Bluetooth classic audio device. Yeah, it just works kind of like a normal speaker would. On to the wiring and assembly. We walk you through the steps of getting all your wired connections to the Feather. Pretty straightforward, just a couple of different wires. Colored wires are nice to help differentiate them. The speaker is really easy to install. It's got the screw black terminal on the amplifier, so you just kind of screw it in. Follow the red wire in the positive. A couple screws to attach the Feather and the amplifier with some M25 screws. The speaker uses M3 screws, so you just use those and some hex nuts to secure it. Nice little, PCB mount assembly, and that just fits into the 3D printed enclosure. Just line up the mounting holes, and they get screwed for the bottom with 4 M3 screws. Once it's all installed, you can optionally do the speaker fabric. Again, it's just some black felt, and I just use the actual 3D printed speaker grill cover as the template, to cut around with an X-Acto knife or scissors if you want. And then I tried out these, I don't have it here, but this fabric tape strips that's designed for, fabric. It has a nice sticky adhesive on it. And I just cut some strips and, spread them out across the border of the speaker grill, and then just stuck it on there. And then added some like little notches so it wouldn't be like fold over. Yeah, and then just press fits. Super simple. Yeah. We always like to add a usage page on things. So this one just shows you how I was able to connect to the Bluetooth speaker. As soon as you power it on, it starts advertising as a Bluetooth speaker. So it'll show up here on Mac OS. It just shows up as a speaker device with the name Lumen Industry Speaker, which is pretty cool. Just connect to it. And then on iOS, I think you have to like tap on it, and then you tell it what device type it is. Depending on what type device you select, I think it'll treat it differently. So I'm just treating it as a speaker.
I've not seen any difference in selecting that.
Yeah, I guess so. And then it just shows up like that on your AirPlay share sheet or whatever they call it these days. So it just shows up like that. So Pedro, you tried to use it with your phone through phone calls.
Yeah, iOS and Mac OS treat it as a speaker. So if you try to make a phone call with it, it'll immediately shoot it over to either like your Bluetooth headphones or whatever other speaker you have connected to it, meaning like the built-in audio speaker on your phone or your Mac. So it But as soon as you hang up the call, it'll go immediately back to the Lumen speaker.
Yeah, there must be like
the way that Mac OS and iOS treat it. Inside of StreamYard, you're able to force the audio to go to the Lumen speaker.
Yeah, if I wanted to, I could choose my audio out as the speaker, and then the mic, I can choose whatever mic I want, because that's kind of how the internet calls are designed. But the iOS stuff is kind of like, I want a Bluetooth.
They try to be
that also is a Bluetooth mic, because it's all one thing, really. That's like what headphones do, that have a built-in mic in the headphones. So yeah, you're limited in somewhat, but I mean, it's a Bluetooth classic speaker. You know, that's all it's supposed to be.
It's our first Bluetooth classic speaker project, I believe.
It is. It's just weird. Like we never had a Bluetooth DIY Bluetooth speaker. Of course, there's lots of ways to get one. You can just rip it out of like a $5 Bluetooth speaker, I guess. But you know, it's packed with features. And that's why I'm using it. It's portable. It has the portable circuitry for recharging batteries and all that.
It's custom.
It's custom, yeah. You can design it to whatever you want. I'm sure I'm going to see lots of remixes with the mini D1 $1 ESP32, because that's what everyone has. Everyone just has one. You just kind of go to your local Fry's and just like scoop up a bunch of these dollar throwaway ESP boards. So that's a project in a whole. Pretty fun. I think it's a good way to close out our Severance craze, because the finale was well, it was last Friday.
It's not the last I've seen of this, man. Now my feed is full of all the remixes and the behind the scenes and the theories and the
I haven't seen the
OS references.
A show that has this much fandom and creativity, because like there's so many artists that are making Severance art. Obviously
t-shirts.
I'm not the first one to make a speaker. Last year like when season 1 dropped, everybody was making this, name tags, the Lumen logos, just all sorts of stuff, t-shirts, mugs, you name it. Like the community has really embraced like the show, and people are having parties that are themed out, like the egg salad party or whatever, and costume,
watermelon fruit and melons.
Yep. And you haven't seen the show still, which is fine.
I feel like I have, because again, my feed is full.
Yeah,
you kind of get it already. Popular, yeah. I mean, that's the way the algorithms work. You see one thing and it fills your feed. Like right now, I'm listening to a remix of a samba edit of the theme. So it's very samba-y. Very samba.
Very cool.
I'm a big fan of the. It's like this crazy old piano.
Oh, I've seen that one actually. Yeah,
that one.
I love that one. That's a really good one.
And then like the Clubhouse remix.
Oh, the drum and bass remix is really good too.
Yeah,
the drum and bass one. I should probably make one. Me and Liz should do one. She's on the guitar. I'll be on the drums. We'll have it run through our Lumen speaker.
You would have the kitty cats doing it.
Oh, the cats are doing it. The dogs are doing it. Yeah. Severance, but with cats. Yeah, I've seen that too. All right. So I think this is going to be the last Severance project from us for a while.
I'm sure something else will come up.
Yeah, I think Liz did the terminal, which was amazing. It was great. The software alone is just like really fun to play with, that you can install anywhere. And then the speaker, I don't know what else. Yeah. You do get what you pay for with those cheap boards. Squid that JPEG. Drop in truth bombs. Vince is saying East Coaster, no fries here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got nothing over here.
Yeah. I think we do, because we're in Massachusetts. I just haven't, looked at one.
What's the one we have here? But it's like in Miami. Of course.
Oh yeah? What do you got?
Not fries. What's the other one?
Radio Shack? Those are all
the one that Ann goes to.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Ann.
What was the one?
But yeah, I guess we have Micro Center. That's the one. That's a great one. They have a lot of Adafruit stuff apparently, and 3D printers and stuff. It'd be fun to check one out.
I saw one at Best Buy from Anchor.
Oh yeah, printer. That's funny. Yeah, remember when the Dremel had a 3D printer at Home Depot?
At Home Depot, yeah.
That was rare. I don't know if they still do that anymore. Yeah, gone are the days of CompUSA. That was actually my first job. I worked at CompUSA. Shout out to all the CompUSA employees.
Have you seen in our feed and our YouTube that all
That
these CompUSA from 1990 shopping at CompUSA from 1994?
That was me. Sorry. That's why I looked it up, because I was like looking for the West Palm Beach store that I worked in. I was like, are they still? It's apparently a Michael's now, which I'm all for it. Like, it's nice to see the CompUSA.
Oop. Sorry. Oh no.
Not yet. We're still
trying to get ready
our nostalgic chat about working at CompUSA. I worked at CompUSA. Pedro, you worked at the Apple store when it first, like, when Apple stores were brand new.
Yeah, R28.
R28. You even know the store name.
Yeah.
Yeah. CompUSA though was amazing, because like you can get upgrades, you can buy sound cards, graphics cards, everything and anything. And they had their own store within a store, the Apple thing. Like, I loved hanging out in the Apple CompUSA stuff, and I got a lot of swag from there too, because they were throwing out all these G4 posters. And
we still
remember that? That's so great.
I still have them in the drawer. We got our either third or second or third Mac was the PowerBook.
Yeah, man. Oh, that was so cool.
Q4.
I'll never forget the day that we had this couple come in with a baby stroller, and they like put all the laptops or something in the baby stroller and just walked out with it. Or maybe it was the Apple store. Yeah, they did. There was a lot of theft in the CompUSA. That was fun. Anyway, blue speaker is the coupon code if you want to get some stuff from the Adafruit shop. Maybe a feather, maybe a speaker, maybe an I2S amplifier to make your own Lumen inspired speaker.
Squid says he worked at Best Buy in the early 2000s.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. What was funny is about our CompUSA, right next door, we had another plaza, and it had a Circuit City. And some of the employees would like go into the other ones and like troll around and be like, yeah, the blank DVDs are over there, and they send them in the wrong direction. Yeah, those were fun.
Circuit City is where we bought the first Performa, Mac Performa.
Amazing. And then like they stopped stocking Apple stuff. And then
they just went out of business.
Circuit City? Yeah. No, so I worked there from 2000 to 2001, I believe. Or no, 2003? I forget, man. It's too long.
I think it was what's that other one? The warehouse one that's only in South Florida. It's still there now. We bought a bunch of the appliances there because it's so freaking cheap. Because they just
Brand Smart.
Yes, Brand Smart. I think they made them go out of business.
Oh yeah, they made a lot of big places go out of business. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how we got into that tangent, but
retro
stuff. Yeah. All right. How about we move gears? So that's this week's Learn Guide. Very happy with it. Glad how it turned out. CAD files all free, codes all free. Check it out.
Simple and easy to build. That I only have like, I don't know, maybe 4 posts for this project.
Oh, that's funny because it's so easy to build. Yeah,
it was easy. Yeah, it's just like 4 minutes of an edit, which I split up into like 4 posts.
Yeah.
Prototyping.
Your prototype. What are you working on next?
Yeah, this week's prototype is going to be for all that talk about that comet that's going to hit us in 2030. Whatever. Lamar wanted to use a little 1.28 round display, so we want to use that with a QT ESP32 to have it run that. I'm going to use, I think she wants to use the iSpy breakout board, so I'll have the ribbon going into the iSpy breakout board, going into the QT ESP32 S3, and then I don't know if I'll have enough pins, but maybe I can just hook up a button to the stemma port on the QT, so you can switch between have a button so it can switch between whether it's going to hit the Earth or is it going to hit the moon. Since now, what is a 2% chance that it might hit the moon? One of them, I forget the name of it, and then the other one is still has a higher chance that it might hit somewhere in the ocean. So you can switch between all the comets and the moon probabilities. But yeah, it's just a nice little sweet case. It kind of looks like a skull now that I look at it, huh?
Yeah, it does. Can you bring it closer to the camera?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the 2-inch
Oh,
display.
I had the labeling on here. Oh, 1.28 round.
It's very small, but
yeah,
it's round.
super small. I thought it was bigger.
Yeah.
But nice little rounded. I think Lamar's gonna do an update to this too. So this is so it's just a round display.
Yeah.
But super tiny little case. I'll go in there, mount into the inside, and then have the cutie pie down at the bottom below here. So I got to modify the case, obviously, just trying to get the shape down.
Right.
The button on top, and I obviously got to make room for the ribbon cable. Placed the little measurements for it a little bit too down, too further down. So I got to expand that, and then yeah, nice little desktop display for that. Should be nice and crisp for that.
Yep.
So yeah, that is what'll be the next project.
Okay. Yep. And then for code-wise, I think we'll have Liz help us out using the NASA API for tracking asteroids.
Yeah, Lamar said she had one in mind to use for the API. So
yeah,
which one
cool.
Lamar had found for that.
Yeah. We have a couple projects, I think, from Tim, Foamy Guy, that did the clock project. Round display. Not to be confused with the RGB TTL. Those are way different. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is just eyeball code. Here, I'm going to switch my screen.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get this here so folks can purchase this if they don't know about it yet. Here it is.
I feel like it's been out for a while now.
Yeah, it has been, but things kind of slip a lot through the cracks. Yeah, so here is the 1.28, 240 by 240 is the pixels. It's a TFT display, and it's using this chip driver, the GC-A901A. It's got the iSpy connector, so it can connect with a ribbon cable and connect to the iSpy BFF for the Cutie Pie. I think that reduces some of the wiring. And then down here, you can see the two projects from Tim, Foamy Guy, who's on the team at Adafruit. He made a compass and a cool Mickey Mouse inspired clock with the hands. And I think it's all CircuitPython, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, I think Lamar has like a bunch of different sizes, but she's been sorting through all the stuff that comes with tariffs, and the fruit jam board is like her priority. So maybe we'll see more sizes in the future. But for now, this is what we got. And we'll make another project with this fun round display. So you gotta do some eye stuff. Where's that eyeball code? I need to get that eyeball code. Everybody wants eyeball code.
Was it published?
Yeah. What's up?
Was it published, the eyeball?
Maybe. I think I have to like search around on GitHub for it because it doesn't seem to be. Maybe it's here. No.
Rufio's on the bed, barking in his sleep.
Oh, that's funny.
I think he
I remember. Lamar has it like her own fork, and she's like working on refactoring the Adafruit Arcada library so that it can work independently from M4 chipsets or something. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done on it.
Yeah,
it's not fully baked, I assume. So anyway, that's the display clock. If you want to pick it up, or display clock, this is the round display. You can pick one up. They are in stock. Why not get 10% off with coupon code Blue Speaker? This layout looks nice because you can see it in the back right there. The display. How funny. That just ended up to working out. Okay.
Let me hold on. Let me set up for rapid render the.
Sure.
Oh no, you are there. Just have it ready before we have the title come up.
Yeah, you want me to do the title?
All three cameras on there. Which one deletes you from that? I'm gonna remove this one. That one. Okay, that one's ready. Is it this one? No, you're on all of them. I don't know why.
I can.
No. It's just making sure that you're not removed when I go to it. All right, cool.
All right, you ready?
Ready, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Welcome to Rapid Render. This week, we got a new set of tools that we're taking a look at.
Yeah, this week's Rapid Render features Luma Labs Genie. And this is one of the ones that when we were looking at the list of all of the AI apps, it was not ready. So we thought that we would run out of all of these websites by now, but it looks like a lot of them have been getting lots of updates in the recent days. So looks like we're going to be keep doing this segment for quite a while. Looks like all of these are always being updated, adding new stuff to them. And this one, I think, was like behind closed doors or for on the waiting list. So you would have to sign up. I thought we had covered it, but what had happened was why it seemed so familiar was because this is one of the apps that we actually use for scanning objects to 3D print. From Luma AI 3D. It's an iOS app, so we used it for photo geometry. I think it was one of the apps that we used for like doing a tutorial on how to scan statues to 3D print. So I really like their website. When you log in, it's using your Google login. And one of the things I like is that it doesn't require credits. So it allows you to build a bunch of these, generate these with a text prompt without having to fork over any money. And it looks like the way that they're actually getting their language model or building their assets is by just reusing a bunch of them that have been scanned already, which is, fine by me. I allow people to use any of the things that we've been scanning since a lot of the statues is just at like the theme parks or whatever. So it's super cool that their website lets you check out, get a peek at what it's able to do. So all over the website, you can see that you can click on any of these and it'll let you take a look at what the prompt to generate was, and then you could actually generate it from there. So super cool. I don't know how they built this website. So you can see here like the octopus alpha bioluminescent patterns, and it does a really good job of building the texture into it all around. And let's see, from one of the past rapid renders, you had requested a robot with a jetpack, so I wanted to see if that was able to generate something that didn't look like a complete mess. And here's what it was able to generate: robot with a jetpack. And you are able to not a lot of options in terms of like the sliders that we saw last week, but you can see here that it actually generated a jetpack on what looks like a robot, not like a crazy mashed together thing. So the options from here is you can have it generate more variants of the model that you pick, and the resolution for the texture is pretty good. You can go in there and have it generate an even higher resolution of it. So it I like how it separates, having to spend so much CPU cycles on something that you didn't like until you find one that looks like what you wanted. And here's what it looks like with the texture on it. Pretty high quality for a game, if you ask me. This would totally work in prototyping for a game developer. This is really cool. And so we wanted to see what the mesh that it generates looks like. And yeah, it couldn't even join the leg to the torso. So of course, we go back into Blender and you can go in there and join the faces. I'm just bridging the edges between that. And one of the things that I like about this segment is it forces me to go in there and learn Blender.
Nice,
so
yeah.
I went ahead and updated to 4.4, and all of the key commands changed. So I was
it's a big deal when key commands change,
especially with something as Blender is huge. I was tapping away with some of the old key commands, and I didn't even know I had a video editor. So you can use Blender to edit video. So when it put me into that mode, I was like, oh crap. You can it's pretty cool that it has that, but it just shows just the depth of how huge this app is.
Yep.
So after you join all the faces together, this would work out cool as a prototype. If you're not, trying to get like a model approved for a video game, this would be a very quick way to do that. And then here is a look at how it generates the UVs for your texture map. So you can modify that and adjust to get that approved. And it does a pretty good job of laying that out. Of course, you would have to redo the texture map for that. Just move your UIs for any of the mesh fixing that you would have to do on that. And that's pretty cool. It does a really good job of doing a quick render. This is probably why they're not charging. And the other reason being to them using some of the scanned models that people have done from the app. So yeah, that is a look at, what is it? Luma AI's Genie. When you go to their website too, they have a bunch of other AI type services too, like for doing video generation and things of that sort. All the AI craze, they have different sections that they're working on for that. But this one specifically for the 3D modeling is pretty cool.
Very nice. Did you want to talk about the next speaker thing I see here? Or is that a different? Is it different?
That's
okay. Here we go.
So yeah, I just wanted to, because of this week's project, wanted to see what it would how it would handle generating a retro speaker is a text prompt that I added, and I probably should have told it more specific, like Severance speaker, retro speaker. But here's how it's generating that. That looks like old retro speaker that we've seen before for that design. And the way that it generates it is pretty cool for getting ideas of if we were making like a custom one, and then you can click on the variation button to see what that would bring up. And yeah, pretty cool that because it is, sort of like focused as a game engine, it does generate like the bottom. So you can see there that it has the feet and then the back of it. So it does a good job of texturizing the whole model. If I skip forward here, was that the whole video? Yeah. I don't know if we have any time, but let's see if you wanted to do one live.
Oh, yeah. Let me. Alive. Oh man, I didn't think about this.
It's fine. I think I already lost the web page that I had on it anyway. Is it? Oh no, it's right here.
Okay, you got it.
Yep, here it is.
Okay, cool.
Already generated.
You get speakers.
They don't limit you on the amount of models that you're able to generate.
Yeah.
So things like human heart, photorealistic.
Right.
Rotate around it. So it.
Here we go. We got one from Nikita on YouTube. How about Harry Potter as an oldie goldie? What does that mean? Oldie goldie?
You spell Goldie right?
Yeah.
Oldie Goldie. Let's see if it knows what that is.
I don't know what that is.
So the high resolution render is what we want to, because that one does take a little bit of time.
There you go. There's your Harry Potter.
How funny. There it is. Looks like a little chess piece.
Is that like a millennial kind of term?
Maybe
an oldie goldie.
Well,
I mean, it's Harry Potter. Like, you got frames and
yeah, that's what I'm looking at. How
actually
made the frames.
Formed. The eyebrows are sticking out.
Yeah, separated. Like, it's not. Well, it's kind of glued right there,
Yeah.
but
It's a little oldie, but yeah.
Now you can make the resolution more high res for a print. Is this what it meant by oldie?
Yeah, like old Harry Potter, basically. Yeah, that one looks more like a character from Wallace and Gromit or something.
was gonna say like a Voldemort without or with a nose.
Yeah, there's like a pimple on its ears or something. The mouth's a little weird. Oh, like the mustache is like. Nikita says yes. There you go. Harry Potter is
There's
old.
Adobe. As Adobe.
There you go.
Yeah, check it out. It's
Cool.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah. For now.
Yeah, for now, check it out. Genie AI 3D. Free to try. That's this week's rapid render. I'm trying to put the there it is. The cover wasn't showing up for some reason. It's just kind of weird.
Oh no, it was there.
Yep. Okay. I think it lagged on my end. All right, cool. That's rapid render. We have a little bit of time, so I'm going to share my screen and share a bit of a retro look at the past. And I said in the intro segment that I've been playing with Sheep Shaver for Mac OS. It's a way to install a virtual operating system. In this case, it's Mac OS 9, which is kind of the first operating system that I worked with. I think it was probably 8 or 7, but
no, it was 7.6.1.
The Pedro knows exactly because we grew up doing the same thing. So this is a piece of software that's called Bryce 3D, and it was the first, if I remember correctly, the first 3D program that I ever used, and I remember using it in high school. And I was able to obtain a copy of Bryce 3D using MacintoshGarden.org, which is a nice repository of a bunch of old Macintosh software, and this is one of them. So Bryce 3D is an interesting polygon-based app, and it's very hard to use because like I don't remember all the key commands.
Yeah,
but
we're used to navigating modern.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very skeuomorphic because in the 90s, that's how things were. But this is the interface. You can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the interface. I brought in a object. They have a couple of imported objects, and it was made for like terrain. Like you can do a bunch of terrains and volumetric kind of, not volumetric, but like atmospheric stuff. So you can like create clouds and fog and water and mountains and all sorts of fun stuff. It has like an animator built in as well. Down here you have like a timeline. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. So I tried it out because it's March, and Marcintosh is like a thing. You take a look back at some of the older Mac stuff. So Bryce 3D is what I took the look at, and let's see if I can render this out. It's just a D20 with some texture applied. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get an OBJ, as an object 3D file in here. Maybe because when you export an OBJ from, like, let's say Fusion 360 from Autodesk, it's your modern OBJ, and maybe this doesn't support modern. You know, maybe it wants what is it, a binary or an ASCII?
Probably wants an ASCII.
Probably wants an ASCII. So I did download Bryce 4, which is the upgrade. It still runs on OS 9. So I might try that out. But that'll just be for me playing around with. But I think it's funny. What I wanted to do was get a OBJ of our little Adabot chess piece, or our Adabot Lego, which I always have here, and bring him into this environment and like try to get a nice render. So here's my render. It took 53 seconds and this many pixels, and shadow rays, and it's kind of cool. I think for the time it was revolutionary and impressive. And this is like an 800 by 600 image or something, maybe smaller. And you can do sky and fog, and you can change the orientation of the sun. I remember, is it meta balls where you can like have balls and they would like morph between them or something?
I think that's ZBrush.
Is that ZBrush? Okay. No, I think this had it too. Maybe it was like a different version. But their material attributes is pretty cool. Like you can have ambience, specular highlights, and transparencies and stuff. You can import your own textures. This interface is so like, look at this interface, man. It's so 90s. And this software came out in 99, I believe. But there's like a whole Wikipedia about Bryce 3D and the people who made it. But I think for the time it was pretty cool, and it was my first entry into 3D modeling. And you know, I don't have any of the files anymore, but I do remember I made like a, I don't know if people remember Killer Bean, which was like this viral 3D animation. And like I made my own version of Killer Bean, where he like it was like the model of the bean with the arms and legs, and like it would flip around or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it took like 20 hours to render because it was, you know, frame by frame rendering. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun. Bryce 3D, that's what I'm looking at. And if folks want to reminisce on the old school Macintosh, OS 9 is what I'm running here. We're using Sheep Shaver, which is a free download, and you can obtain Mac OS 9 disk image on the internet for free. And yeah, maybe I'll try Bryce 4. And that's it. That's kind of my quick little segment there. My retro 3D CAD for Marcintosh. Wish I could have got a little bit further, but you know, kind of ran out of time with the release of our Severance speaker. That's what I'll blame it on. But yeah, kind of fun. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna check in here with Discord and see if anyone else remembers Bryce 3D. Kind of a weird CAD app, I think. I don't know if it's like used in industry. It's not like, what was the
I think we got the program from high school.
Yep.
I remember buying it.
I never bought it. Yeah, I remember we just got a copy from our high school. They had it already installed, and you know, part of learning Photoshop was also running Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, I don't see any comments. Let's see comments.
Oh, it's all on YouTube. Nikita.
Yeah.
You need a gaming controller to work on that.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
How retro is that? Yeah, it's pretty retro. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's Shop Talk.
Yeah, it's, wait, you're doing Shop Talk?
Yeah, this week's Shop
Talk
is the update to the Bamboo Studio with that new printer that they released, the H2D2. They updated the app as well to support it. And look at how cool this update is. They have revolutionary new thing, a view cube.
Wow.
So you could actually click on what orientation you want to look at your model.
Well, it is because, you know, Bryce 3D did not have a view cube.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of did, but it wasn't as like standardized as this cube that you rotate around.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that weird thing that you saw at the top corner.
Yeah, so as you can see here and kind of see, if I back that up a little bit, you can see that you can not only click on the tops, but like the sides, so you can sort of rotate around it too in specific increments.
Yeah.
And you weren't able to do that before, which helps a lot for painting. So for doing multicolor, this helps out tremendously. Last week we were taking a look at how I was doing that before by just going into the orthographic view and then go into the front or the side or the back camera. Now you can incrementally go in there to see all the different sides, and you can also limit your paintbrush to either the vertical or the horizontal sections. So when you're painting, you can actually paint a straight line instead of having like a wiggly line when you're painting in your colors here. So that is a very welcome addition in this update. You can see here that it limits you to when you're drawing out, if you want it just to be vertical, to separate that out. We're just using the model that we generated in the rapid render. It allows you here to color that in. If you wanted to print this out for an even further physical prototype, you can apply that as well. So super welcome update for that. And I'm sure there is more updates to it. We're just looking at what pertains to the from the last segment. So in terms of painting in, you can see that there are some UI updates. You can see over here on the, can you see my cursor? What I'm pointing at?
Yeah, I can actually.
You can see here graphics added to like the build plate that you're using and the printer.
This is a video, right? You're playing a
Yeah,
video?
this is the video. Yeah. So I'm sure there's more updates. This is just what I was looking at when I was looking at how easy it would be to paint in this model that was generated. And
yeah, it's increasingly we're seeing more and more like CAD tools being added to your slicer, and this is like a really good welcome to it because VCube is definitely helpful. I need to update, so I will update after the show. And yeah, I have yet to need, but I know I will at some point. So I need to learn this. Like, I think Liz did a simple one where on the Severance terminal, she like painted the knob to be blue, and it printed blue. Something as simple as that. Like just applying some colors with the fill bucket thing.
Yeah, it's definitely easier than having to export 2 different models of it when.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Sure. Of Bamboo Studio, you could already be the different color.
If I wanted, if this wasn't Severance, I could select these stripes and have them blue.
Yeah.
You know, do some fun details. I did do that with my my turntable. I actually no, I did it in Fusion, but I should have done it in in maybe I did do it in Bamboo where I just filled in. I think I did do it in Bamboo where I filled in these little black accent edges on the case. Yeah, so yeah, I think more and more we're gonna start adding colored things to our enclosures.
Total time saver, and it simplifies the model too. Before I still can't do this in the
like this printed D20. Like,
oh my god, yeah, that would have been so much easier.
Yeah, I remember painstakingly doing it when we had the Ultimaker printed. I had to do each one of these as a separate model and do all that. And there's a lot because there's a lot of surfaces here. There's 20 of them. Can you believe it?
No, there's more than that. There's double because the 2-digit numbers.
Right. Yeah. The bodies. Yeah. So
cool. Out for that, and then there was one more thought I had on the painting of it and just the how it compacts. Doing the 3MF file. It's all in one file instead of multiple files. The painting scene is saved in it. Definitely welcome in terms of us sharing a file with you, so you don't have to redo all of that paint. So super cool.
All right, that's this week's shop talk.
Yes.
Update your Bamboo if you have it.
Yes. Oh man, trying to think of an excuse to buy that new one.
Yeah, the H2 D2.
It definitely would speed up for doing just dual color. Having that other
cleaner. Yeah, maybe less waste. I think with future updates with it.
Yeah, but once once you go into 3 color, then it's like, oh, okay, then you're still gonna have to do the purge, the poop, for the color changing. So I don't know if it makes sense. And then for doing large builds, since my feed is now full of the Bamboo tips and trick stuff, the joining when you break things into pieces, wow, man, that's what my train of thought was for the additional tools that you have inside of Bamboo, doing your text, that little fidget music thing that Phil wanted, where it's like singing like the Rickroll song and Super Mario. When I went inside the model, I could see that a lot of it was generated inside of Bamboo. So the text for it, even the geometry for the tone that it's generating was done in Bamboo. So dude, you can do so much inside of there.
I did not know that.
Download it and take a look at the way that it's built. You'll be like, holy crap. And a lot of the geometry or the text, you can go back in there and change the font still. So it makes it editable.
Right. Wow. That reminds me of like the customizer that Thingiverse was famous for. Having models that are kind of open SCAD-esque.
Yeah. It feels like
sliders and stuff. That'd be funny if you get these type of customizable objects that work only in Bamboo because it's using other tools.
So when you go inside there and you look at the not the global mode, the object mode, you can see each individual tone is labeled as tone 1, 2, 3, 20. So I'm guessing that that the dude built like whatever keys on a piano as tones. So he just looks up what the tone would be on a piano for that, and you can generate it inside of Bamboo.
Cool. Yeah.
right?
Something for us, like if we made an enclosure customizer thing that allowed you to add portholes, you know, the obvious link width, height, thickness, but then also, like I said, like portholes and standoffs and where they are, and it's all customizable. And it's just like, here's this model, and then you apply whatever changes you want to it. We kind of do that now, but I'd have to learn like OpenSCAD because I think you could do that, but then you're limited on some things. Yeah, maybe in the future we'll have an AI tool that can just.
That's what I'm looking at
We'll
next week.
be the designers for like the customizable object, and then it's up to the end user to customize it to fit exactly what they want. Oh, you want the mounting tabs over here? Okay, you can do that. Maybe Fusion will implement something like that. I'm not sure yet. They're slowly rolling out AI stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one for next week. The one that Phil was looking at that generated a case with AI. We'll see if they've added any more features to that. Since that seems to be the ongoing theme with all of these, all the updates come. So I'm glad that we waited a little bit to start that.
Yep. Cool. All right. Good stuff.
The other thing that I wanted to say that I noticed inside the Bamboo Studio, specifically for that music fidget. I guess I already covered it. The being able to go in there and change your fonts around and all that, and the tone for it. Super cool. Oh, the way that you're able to join different parts together. They give you a couple different options, from like pins to slots, and you can go in there and place where you want the pins and slots to be, and then you can modify the tolerance that you want for it. So it is it's so feature filled for manufacturing and getting your model to print properly.
Cool. All right, good shop talk, Bamboo. Let's see. We have a Timelapse Tuesday. Let me bring that in, and we can talk about it. Mute it first. Here we go.
All right.
This is a very cool model.
Yeah, this week's community make is a fabric mesh. Super cool use of fabric mesh is having a animal model on top of it. In this case, we have a super cool little pangolin. So you can see the mesh geometry on the bottom, and then on top the little spiked geometry for the pangolin.
Yeah. And would you call it a chainmail?
It is chainmail.
Chainmail, right? So the idea that all these linkages connecting each other as the layers go up. That's how they're all attached. You can't really see, but man, that is an impressive print, because printing that many teeny tiny thin, links is incredibly difficult, especially for a printer. But the Bamboo has such a great first layer with all the features and stuff. Trying to making a perfect layer. Yeah, and I see you're struggling.
Come on, give me the layout I want.
Here you go. You're full screen now.
Wait. No.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, you just drag and drop there.
Yeah, so here you can see the chainmail on the bottom here. You can see how the intricacy of all those printed out is so good. And then right on top, you have the geometry for each one of these. I don't know what are they called, spikes or whatever, to the pangolin's body. A little cute head.
Yeah, and it's multicolored, so we got a couple colors.
So this took about, I put on there like 6 hours to print at a 2.6 millimeter layer height. And
really?
Okay. Yeah, protopasta glitter, gold glitter.
Okay. Good use of that. Yeah. It's glittery and pretty and shiny.
Yeah, showing off this one because Gavin or Declan took the brown one. Of course, I had print two. They were fighting for it, and then they were using them to fight each other. So I think he actually broke this one. Where is the right there, you can see the breakage of it. So these are kind of delicate, but the way it feels too is super nice. That they have this extrusion going out It looks like when you take when you grab like a sphere in 3D and then have it explode with the origin being at the center.
Yeah.
So cool.
All right, let me look at the designer's page. So this was put together by FilliFuu, I believe is their name, on Maker World, which is Bambu's website. Yeah, got a couple photos here. Would also make a good hedgehog.
Yeah, it would.
There's the bottom. Yeah, the bottom is so impressive. Just all those tiny little linkages.
Just gotta make sure your bed is clean.
Oh yeah,
it only failed once.
Yeah. It says, credible Flexy Pangolin, extremely flexy and detailed with almost every scale flexible. 100% print in place with no brim or support needed. 0.26 is the recommended layer height with a 0.4 nozzle. No brim or supports. Print speed of around 90 millimeters a second. Z-hop enabled. Gyroid infill. That's all good stuff. And a couple makes here from people. A couple fails too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Like if I were to print this on my Creality printer,
oh my god, yeah.
That's what happened.
My first fail wasn't even that bad. It was like one of the links that lifted up.
Yeah.
That didn't adhere to the bed.
Oh,
but I didn't even clean the bed. I just ripped it off and then tried again.
Some strings, but nothing can be fixed with fire. There's a good layer change here. Look at this like texture kind of thing.
There's going to be I just used their 3MF.
Okay, yeah. So it's already colored for you?
I had all the speeds that she's talking about, like the 90 millimeters a second instead of 250 millimeters.
That's a nice one. Yeah, right. Because you print it too fast, it's definitely gonna not work.
Might hit it, yeah.
Yeah.
And because it is doing the Z-hop when it switches over for all these towers.
It almost looks like a possum here. It's a spiky possum.
Yeah, I like the dark one.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. I think we did a Pangolian a couple of years ago, but it was like, those singular giant. This is like so impressive, and I don't think it would be possible with printers 3-4 years ago.
I mean, it'd be difficult. You could do it. It's just, yeah, it does look like pine cones.
Yeah. We got a question here on YouTube. Is Bambu a good printer for someone new to 3D printing? Absolutely. I can't recommend it more. Any of them. A1. I'm seeing a lot of people getting into 3D printing, like woodworkers. Their first printers are like the A1, and they're just like excited.
I would, if you could, I would get the what is the one we have, the 1C, 1XC.
X1, yeah, the Carbon X1.
Specifically because it has the that LiDAR camera to detect, is the first layer good enough?
Yeah.
Is the flow calibrator, because every spool of filament is going to be, going to have variations in the diameter of the filament, so it's able to, when it extrudes, it looks at how to extrude it and it can calibrate that. That is one thing that we could never get right in any other 3D printer, because that one is able to dynamically control the flow rate of the filament coming out of the nozzle. It is able to adjust itself. That's why I think it's a way better one for first timers. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to focus on that. You could just focus on the design, focus on your creativity, and having it actually print. And then the maintenance for it too, like I've showed you before, like even in the AMS, when it gets clogged or when a piece of filament breaks off, it's super easy it's literally 2 screws to take off.
Oh yeah.
Then pop open the tube and then push out the filament.
Yeah, all good reasons.
And it should be cheaper now with the new printer model that came out.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. No problem. You're welcome. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad we jumped onto the Bambu, because like it's made 3D printing exciting again, that we can just get so much success out of them.
Again, this would not be, it would be very difficult. It would be very frustrating. And with, the time limits that we have in getting stuff out for every week. we can actually get it out and focus on the other projects and tasks that we got to do.
Yeah. Hopefully they come down in prices too, the X1C, now that their newer model is kind of taking its place. We were able to purchase ours on Black Friday, and we got like a couple $100 off, which is great.
I think that price is still the same.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, wait for a deal if you want it on the cheap.
I think it was like $1,300 with the AMS, the 4-color.
Or maybe folks are selling their X1C.
Oh, maybe.
So that they can get the new, bigger one.
Although I see that hard to, because it's,
right. It's that
once
good.
you're building it's that good.
All right. Well, that's this week's community time lapse. It's a free model. Check it out. Why don't I put a link to it in the Discord? Here you go, and all the social channels like YouTube, Twitch, and beyond. There you go.
I was going to ask you to put the link to the what was it, sheep shaver?
Oh, sheep shaver. Yeah, I forget their just search for sheep shaver, because it's one of those obscure URLs. It's like immaculation.org or something like that. It's like, yeah, so you can check that out. Let's see. The last thing is community makes. You only have one this week, so we'll quickly browse through it. Cricket Lab Shaker is a classic project that makes a uses the Adafruit Cricket robotics platform board, and it creates a kind of a shaker. We originally designed this so that we can agitate a 3D printed, dual extruded model that used PVA support material. That's that like Elmer's glue support material. And you have to kind of agitate this thing in warm water. So that's why we created this. But this person here, Emmanueli on Printables, made their own version with, I think, a timer and a speed controller and like a display. Yeah, like a character display, so that you can see the velocity and the
nice
durata. Not sure whether is this Spanish. Maybe it's Italian actually. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I forgot we made this. We don't really do much support material stuff, but here's like some of the photos of if you just let the printer. Wow, look at that GIF, huh? Is it showing through there?
Yeah,
that's really shaking. Yeah, we had a speed controller too. Yeah, and that's a PVA print of this incredible cube. I think it was called like the Halbert cube or something like that. And it's a motor, a circuit playground, the motor driver, a couple wires, potentiometer, and some bearings to make the little bearing things work. Yeah. Oh wow, look at that time lapse of it like dissolving. Yeah, it needs to be agitated to dissolve properly. Remember when this was like revolutionary, like the dissolvable supports?
The new bamboo printer is trying to bring it back.
Really? That's
yeah. Yeah, their videos are really good on the their account. The ones that they released for the printer. I like how they're I think they were showing like a shoe, like a helmet, a bike seat. Then of course the laser cutted the add-on laser portion of it as well.
Cool. All right, folks, we are overtime in here. We're ready to close out the show. If you want to pick up anything in the Adafruit shop, please use our coupon code to get 10% off your order using coupon code BLUESPEAKER. All right, later tonight we have 2 shows, starting off with Show and Tell, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Come on the Adafruit Discord server if you want to share your projects. Click on the StreamYard link when PT posts it up, and then you can share your projects with the world and Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada, of course. And then at 8 p.m. tonight is Ask an Engineer, where we get new products, open source hardware news, some top secrets, updates, all that and more on Ask an Engineer tonight. And then tomorrow is JP's workshop. Tune in at 4 p.m. Eastern to hang out with JP, see what he's building. Fridays are deep dives. I believe it's Scott this week, or maybe it's Tim again. We'll find out later. we normally find out Wednesday during our evening meeting who will do the deep dive on Friday. Somebody will. Every 5 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. Let's see. From the desk of Lady Ada, streams on Sundays. Mondays are the CircuitPython weekly meeting that happen on Discord at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then back to our show. Oh, wait, I forgot Tuesday. JP's product pick of the week on Tuesdays. We try to have a show every day. Every day.
Sometimes multiple.
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, JP. Yep. Friday. Yep. I guess every day. Yeah. Except Saturday.
No, Saturday is Desk of Lady Ada.
No, that's Sunday.
No, wait.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Doesn't it alternate between Saturday and Sunday sometimes?
No, it's always Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah. Saturday is their day. Saturday is the day that they walk outside and enjoy the world. All right, everybody. Long show. That's why we went over time. But it was fun. We'll be here next week, but the week after, we're going on a quick spring break vacation. So April 9th, we'll be out. And we'll remind folks again as we get closer to that date. But yeah, just a quick spring break, and then we'll be back, I think, the following week. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. Until next week, remember to make a great day. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.